Hey everyone, it's Miss Amanda and I hope you're ready to learn about this week's animal. So the animal that we are going to learn about today has a very long neck, but is not a giraffe. And he kind of stands and looks like a camel. So what do you think this animal could be? A long neck, looks like a camel. Today we're going to learn about llamas. And llamas look so much like camels because they are related to camels. It's almost like llamas are camels' cousins, just without the hump on their backs. Llamas are pretty big animals, and that is why people who own llamas use them usually to carry around certain packages or bring things from point A to point B. If you were to measure a llama from, say, its feet on the floor up to its body where its shoulders are, it would be maybe about up to 4 feet. But then if you keep on going and you measure his whole neck all the way up to the top of his head, you'll add about 2 more feet, making him 6 feet tall. That's a really big llama if you ask me. Not all llamas are the same. Some come with different colors and different designs. They can be white, brown, or black, and they can even have spots on them. But one thing all llamas have is wool. Just like we have skin and we have hair, llamas have a certain type of hair on them that keeps them nice and warm because it's nice and thick, and their hair is called wool. On the top of their heads, you can find 2 really nice tall ears, which then connect to their nice long face that kind of looks like a horse's face. But these llamas don't have hooves on their feet just like horses. They actually have 2 big toenails on their feet, and at the bottom they have these leathery pads that they can use to walk around in. Now you're probably wondering, where on earth can you find a llama? Really, you can find llamas all around the world, but you can even find some at your local petting zoo or wherever you go to usually feed and pet animals. Originally, llamas were first found in South America all the way up on the mountains. Some llamas are still wild and don't have any owners and do whatever they want, whenever they want, but most llamas are now owned by people, and then they are there to take care of them and use them for whatever they need. Llamas are also herbivores. There's that big word again. And all that word means is that if you were to go to a restaurant with a llama, he would probably order a salad instead of a cheeseburger. And this is because the word herbivore means he is a vegetarian. So he's only going to eat plants like ferns or hay or grass. He also doesn't need too much water to survive, and that's why it's okay and he's fine living up in the mountains where there isn't too much water to drink from. Now, these llamas are very social animals, which means they like to hang out with each other and they like to move around with each other. A group of llamas is called a herd, and as much as they like to hang out in this herd, they do get competitive with each other, which means that sometimes when they get a little angry or annoyed, they tend to spit on each other. They will spit on each other, and they'll even spit on humans if they're getting a little bit annoyed and mad at humans as well. Not very nice, right? Well, today we're going to make a nice llama. And in order to make that nice llama, you're going to need a few things. So the main thing you're going to need is a plain white paper plate. If you don't have a plain white one, you should be fine using the back of a color paper plate. You're going to need a pencil to draw out whatever it is you're going to need. Scissors to cut them. You can either use regular glue or you can use some hot glue to make it go a little bit faster. And then however you want to color your llama, you can either use paint, you can use crayons, color pencils. Today I'm going to be using some markers. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your paper plate. You are going to cut it in half. Then you'll be left with 2 halves. You're going to leave 1 half nice and blank, and this is going to be used as your llama's body. With the other half, you are going to go towards the edge, and you are going to draw a nice long neck, a nice long llama face, and 2 tall ears just like we learned about. You are also going to draw out 4 legs. So I just made a nice long rectangle, cut it in half, cut in half again until I got 4 rectangles, and at the bottom you're just going to round the edges for his feet. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to make a little teardrop, and then that's going to be used as his tiny tail at the end. Once you draw this out on 1/2 of your paper plate, just go right ahead and cut them out, and we'll glue them on. Okay, so now I have a llama body. So I cut out all the pieces. I erased all my pencil marks. I felt like my 1/2 of a paper plate body was a little big, so I gave it a little haircut. I trimmed around the edges. Then I turned it around. I cut his neck a little bit shorter, and I angled the bottom so it wouldn't stick out the edge. Then I made 2 V's, and I glued on the legs. And then I made the teardrop tail point into his body, and I glued it to the back. And now I have a really cute llama. So now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use whatever materials that I want to use to decorate my llama. Remember, you don't have to stick to just markers, crayons, pencils, paint. You can go ahead and you can glue things on your llama. You can maybe give him some pom-poms. You can make a nice blanket because they like to put blankets over llamas when people own them and they like to carry things on top. I think I'm going to give him some necklaces, blanket, some decorations, and give him a little bit of color. I'll show you guys what mine looks like when I'm all done to give you some ideas. I finished coloring my llama, and this is what he looks like. Make sure you guys have fun and you guys get creative when you are decorating your llamas.